Welcome to another episode of
Pass It Down Garage.
Today we're going to be doing the brakes on a 2015 Nissan Pathfinder Platinum Edition. This is our 2015 Nissan Pathfinder. It's our family car. Today we're going to be doing front brakes on it. The first thing we need to do is get the thing jacked up, get some jack stands on it, and take the front wheels off. Now that the vehicle is lifted, all we have to do is get a 4-way 13/16 socket and an impact wrench and take the wheel off, and then we'll look and inspect the brakes and see how bad they are.
My sister Zoe is pushing on the brakes so we can take off the tire. Take off the wheel.
Is that easy or hard, Gage?
It's just by me doing that.
Is it on the nut all the way? See if you can unloosen by hand now.
No, I can't.
Yeah, have you tried with your hand? Success?
I don't know why I have to put this on that.
Put it with the other ones.
Oh,
Success?
two more left.
2 more left? Alright. We'll join when we get to the other side.
We'll come back. My sister's going to take off the other side.
All the way. Let's see if you do it by hand now.
We're buying jack stand. That's such a ton of space.
It is. Fat fingers, it's hard to get in. Think about it if you're an adult.
Hey, look at my finger.
You got small fingers. You get dirty?
Yeah. My fingers are starting to get dirty.
That means you're working. Should be able to do it by hand now.
That was hard. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Why do you always leave the top one on in last?
Because if you do the top one, whenever you do the bottoms, it could fall on you.
That's good.
If it's like this side or a tractor, if it's bikes, it wouldn't hurt that bad. Unless the front gets stuck inside the little metal line. Oh, it's already out. That was quick. That was easy. I don't have to use it.
We've got the first caliper off. What we had to do is we had to take off two bolts that were on the slide pins, and that would release the actual caliper. You always want to hang it up somewhere so the hose doesn't get pulled, because that could actually damage the hose. So you always want to have it set on top of something or strapped to like the spring. We like to do that sometimes. The pads were pretty worn, as you can see here. It looks like we're probably about maybe 10% left on the pads. Definitely was getting some pulsation. Did not go to bare metal, which is good. So we got just in the time. We are going to go ahead and replace the new shims and slide pins and all that good stuff. We'll be lubing it and putting it all back together here shortly. What Gage has here is a caliper piston tool. Basically, you keep the old pad in there and you'll twist this tight, and it'll actually push and compress the pistons back down so you can fit the new pads in. He's going to go ahead and tighten them right now. Yep.
He cooked it a bunch of videos.
You getting too tight?
Yeah.
Okay, Dave, will do it now. Here, hang on. Okay, here.
I think it's all done.
Nope, not yet. Now the pistons are pushed back all the way. So our pads are pretty worse for wear. You can see how much meat this pad has compared to the one we took to take off here. This one was just about shot. The next thing you want to do is you always want to take off one at a time. I always take the inside out first so I can compress the caliper. But you want to look and make sure that they match up. So if you put these on top, always make sure they match before you go to install them. As you can see, there's a clip over here, and it's on this side on the new one. So you know that that's the outside pad, and these are the insides. So now you'll just take it, put it above it, make sure it's the same width, same height, and then you can go ahead and go install them.
Now we're going to take the toe bolts off.
Good. Nope, that's a slide pin. There you go. Other way.
We drove this thing and we haven't worked on it since we have been working on the other car. This car that's in the garage. Whoa.
Say dirty hands means clean living.
Yep. So we just get clean your hands really good. So you don't get sick.
Okay, let me try that one. Let me see if I can get this loose. You try the bottom one now, okay? We almost got it all the way out.
Let's try and get the bottom one. Okay, Dad, you didn't untie the bottom one. Good.
Yep, see, you got that move. Okay. You hold on to this. Okay, I'll hold on to that. Now you get the bottom one. Is it too tight?
A little bit.
So what do you think about this car, Gagey?
I think I like it.
You like it? You ride it a lot?
Yeah, because don't wait.
Cool. Did you, have you worked on this car before?
Nope.
First time?
Nope.
Yep. Are you sitting in the front or back now?
Back.
Cool.
Almost. Yep.
Got it. Good job. Take the caliper bracket. We'll go and set it down. Now we're going to take the rotor off. Okay, can you hold this?
Is that so heavy?
Yeah. Can you hold it? You got it? Probably gonna have to get a camera on it. Well, rust off of there, wasn't it?
Well, you have to fix it with file.
Nope, this one we don't have to. It came right on done. You can see the rotor on the inside. It was warm pretty good, but it didn't get to bare metal, so we're still good there.
Yeah,
We can
it's
actually,
so shiny in there.
yeah, we can actually probably turn these and reuse them, so we'll save these for later. First thing you want to do is you want to, this is a coated piece, so it's not going to rust. It has a nice crosshatch section. We will use brake clean on this first to make sure that it's actually going to clean up, and this way you don't have any kind of residue. The first thing you want to do is you always want to take your old one, put them up against each other, make sure that they're the same diameter, which this is, so we should be good to go. I'm going to go ahead and get a little bit of brake clean. The spraying kind of debris that I have on here, so it's nice and clean.
Smells like a waistcoat.
Yep. Slide it back in place. Now we'll go ahead and clean it, and then we'll put the caliper back on.
It smells like a waistcoat.
And put it back together. It does smell very close, doesn't it?
It smells like a waistcoat that's out of your workshop.
We'll see when we get to the other side here, and we'll show you what it looks like when it's put back together. So we got a new pads and rotors on. It looks really good. These pads are junk. They're done.
Now these are trash.
Now what are we gonna do now?
Now we're gonna put the new ones on.
One critical step that everyone has to do when they really put their wheels on is to make sure they torque it to the correct spec. Right here I'm going to be using a digital torque wrench. It's a 1/2 inch drive. We're going to be setting it to right at 100 foot-pounds torque. We're going to be tightening up in a star pattern, and that's going to ensure that the wheel doesn't fall off and that the preload on the studs are at the correct tension. If you tighten them too tight, and if you do not in a star pattern, you can actually warp or bend the rotor and or the wheel. So on this digital, basically you have to turn the power on. Huh. Brand new batteries. Go figure. Okay, let's try this again. Basically you hit the power button, turns on. We're going to hit the dial, bring it up to 100 foot-pounds torque. Okay. And this right here is going to have a light system. What we're going to do is we're going to start out on the very bottom. Hold on to that. Okay. I'm going to twist it, and it'll actually make an indication, it'll make a noise to let you know when you're at 100 psi. Hear that beep?
Yep.
That means we're at 100. So then we'll go to the next one up. We'll skip one. Continue the process. You want to go through all of them again, make sure that they are tight, because sometimes they'll loosen up as the wheel meets the rotor. Okay, no. Let's torque the wheel. we're good to go for a test drive. We're going to go for a test drive and make sure that the pedal feels good. You always want to make sure you listen for any kind of loose sounds or anything like that, any kind of rubbing, because if you put the wrong pads on or if you have them backwards, sometimes they can make some noise. Are you ready to go, Gagey? Now the reason why Gage is all the way in the back, we just had a newborn, so we took him home. He's been here for about 4 days now, so this was kind of a little adventure for us to do. We needed to put the pads on the car anyway. We're at about 80,000 miles on the car, so they definitely needed it. So we're gonna go for a quick test drive around the neighborhood and make sure she stops. Are you ready to go, Gage? Are you awake? Are you ready to go? I can't hear you.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Excuse me?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Make sure we don't hit Mommy's car. Am I getting too close? No? You can't. All right. So far, so good. Brake check. Ready? Stops good. Brake check. Stopping pretty good. Take a race car. You need to speak up a little louder so I can hear you. Because you're talking real quiet. Success! We made it. We're live. It stopped. Is that good? Thumbs up. You think we're good to drive another 80,000 miles on these brakes? All right. So basically all we had was two caliper bolts for the slide pins, 2 bolts for the caliper bracket. Things slid right off. You slid the 2 pads out, match them up, make sure they're correct. Put your new metal shims in and sliders. Then put everything back together. Put your new rotor on. Put the stuff all back together. It's literally about a 5 to 10 minute process if you have the right tools. We did it with hand tools and literally decide without delay or without just me doing it by myself. It literally took about 10 minutes to do. It's a very simple job to do at home. Something that's very good to be able to pass down to your kids to know, because they could save a lot of money in their life by not having to pay other people to do brakes, because some places they charge $69.99 and even some of them up to $99.99 for some per axle. So that could save them a lot of money. We just bought our brake pads and rotors, 2 cans of brake clean, some caliper slide pin grease, and we spent $104. And we got a discount because I have a commercial account with them and everything. Typically it would have been probably around $300. So definitely something to think about in the future, is doing it yourself. Nothing says well done and good job than a cold palm pop at the end of fixing a car. Isn't that right, Gagey? What's the best kind of bomb pops?
This one and that one.
Yeah, the red, white, and blue, because it's America. That's it for this episode of Pass It Down Garage. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you on the next one. And there goes the camera. Awesome outtake. These are good. Best kind ever. Alright, let's go inside. What are you doing, weirdo? What are you doing, weirdo? I had these when I was a kid with you. Yes, I had these when I was a kid, like you. I was about your age.
And then you like this, and then you ate it, and you're like, that's really good.
Yep. You like them too now, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
See? Passed it down. Are you going to pass it down to your kid? Bomb Pops?
Uh-huh.
They still have them? Alright. Say goodbye.
Bye. And that's done.